Good morning. Welcome to Journal with Me plus your angel messages. Hi, everybody. I'm Devon. I'm an angel intuitive and spiritual teacher. Today is day 17 of a 30-day self-imposed journaling challenge. It's actually more of a go live challenge. But if you want to join me in the journaling, I journal every morning and I like to come on here and connect with all of you and share some angel messages and show you basically how I start my day every day and have for many, many years connecting with the angels. So it can be really valuable to start your day this way. And it does mean being very protective of the energy. So, that's why I say start your day this way, because you can do it before anything has a chance to get in the way. Good morning, Sparkle and Grit. Good morning, April. Happy Sunday. Today feels like a big exhale, doesn't it? Good morning, Blondie. Yeah, how's everybody doing today? Did you have any interesting dreams last night? I did. I had some very, very vivid dreams. And I've been sharing with you guys yesterday that actually lately my dreams have been kind of choppy and hard to interpret. But last night, I felt like I was in a different dimension for sure. Sparkle and Grit says, yes, April feels like a big exhale. Ah, so nice, right? Well, I invite you to grab your journal and we will get started here in just a minute. I wanted to say that yesterday I really enjoyed putting a different intention behind the angel cards. So what we did yesterday, we'll do again today, and we'll use hindsight from yesterday, of course. Blondie's agreeing too. It does feel that way. I wonder why we're all just like, yes, okay. I was watching the congressional UAP disclosures last night, and I fell asleep towards the very end, so I had to go back and see what they said at the end. But I wonder if that attributed to my dreaming too. But it just feels like, because last night we had Sun oppose Uranus too. So that's an intense energy. So maybe we were feeling that building up, and then now on the other side of it, we're like, yay. And then tonight the moon will go into Cancer, but we'll get there in a minute. I just wanted to explain that. With the angel cards we're going to pull today, we're going to do what I did yesterday, where the first card will represent the recent past, like within the last 24 to 72 hours. The middle card will represent right now, the energy right now, and the third card will represent the near future, so either later today or within the next 24, 48 hours. And then I'll pull some clarification cards on what do we do with that? Like, what are actions to take? Because that's one of the big things I saw when I would teach my angel communication classes. It's like, okay, you showed me this journaling, you showed me these cards, but now what do I do with that guidance? So we'll go into that a little bit too. April says, felt intense this week. Today feels nice. Yeah, we were feeling that full moon for sure. Yeah, I completely agree. All right, I'm going to get a sip of my coffee here. And let's start with our first card so that we can have an affirmation and we can have a prompt. We're going to keep the prompt kind of generic like we've been, because we already know the intention I put into these cards. Just a quick reminder, my prayer protection is available for a free download in the link below this video. If you would like the prayer protection I use before I start connecting with my spiritual team, it's a free download. You just have to click on that link, put your information in, and it will be emailed to you. If you're already a newsletter subscriber to my free newsletter, this is different. So you'll still have to use that link to get it. And if you're not already a newsletter subscriber, it's my free newsletter at devondoer.com. You can sign up for and get my free ebook, Is It a Sign? Okay, so let's go into this first card here. Good morning, Jennifer. Good to see you. Oh, I'm so grateful to be here with all of you as well. Blondie said, I had a dream about a little white dog I saw at the Humane Society. Oh, she was sitting in front of me speaking to me and told me her name was Lily, not Cherry, what they named her. Oh, wow, interesting. Sounds like you've got a telepathic connection there with that sweetheart. Good morning, Leah. All right, so we're going to the very first blank spot in my journal. It's how I always do it, right? This is all old stuff for you guys, right? You know what we do here. But just in case somebody new is watching now or later, I always go to the first blank spot in my journal because I like to use up everything in my journal. And we're going to put the date. I like to draw a little, I don't know what you call this. Is this like an icon or something? It's like a little flag. No, it's kind of hard to do with all this stuff over here. But November 17th, so day 17 of 30 days of Journal with Me. And then I always say, thank you, God, for today. So I abbreviate TGT, and then I say, morning, angels and guides. And it is that intentional connection with the highest vibrational beings, right? We're not just talking to any being out there. We're being very intentional. We're connecting with our spiritual team, the highest vibrational angels, our passed away loved ones, spirit guides, all kinds of things. So that's going to be how we start every morning. But now we're going to pull our first card, which is going to represent the recent past. That's what we're doing differently. We did this yesterday and today. And so this will be within the last 24 to 72 hours that this energy is affirming. And it was the Four of Fire. The Four of Fire. It says contentment, peace, and abundance, a happy home life, the successful completion of a project. So did you do anything around your home yesterday? Did you finally finish something you've been wanting to get done? You know, what stands out for me in this card is this dragon. I think that's a dragon in there, isn't that? And then the wands at the top, but it's this very magical energy. And, you know, for me personally, this was definitely me finally getting my Christmas tree up and decorated. I do it early because we go all out here, so it takes me a while to get everything out. And also it was a really homey feeling yesterday. Everybody was just kind of relaxing, enjoying the weather. My husband had the college football on. He's a big college football guy. I don't watch it at all. But it's just kind of homey to have everyone hanging around. And so, yeah, this feels like it's just affirming that anything we've been doing lately to create a cozy home environment that may have meant you chose to opt out of an event recently, this weekend, Friday or Saturday, right? That would be creating that cozy, safe space within you. So did you opt not to do something because you felt the energy was too intense? Because I that was a lot of the guidance we were getting at the beginning of this week, that it might be a good idea to, clear our schedule a little bit, go within. Sparkle and Grit says, well, we didn't get to finish, but Friday and Saturday we can moving into our house in the 1905 farmhouse. That's right, in Wisconsin. Congrats. Yeah, it's a process, right? But you are creating that successful home life they're talking about here. So that still very much applies that you did that within the last 24, 48 hours. So again, so exciting. Hey, Rachie. Is it Rachie or Rocky? I think I asked you this last time, but I forgot what you said. Yes, I'm so grateful you're here, and we're just getting started. What we're doing differently this time is I'm putting an intention behind each card. So this is representing the recent past, and we're going to do a journaling prompt on it. But let's start with a pocket affirmation. I easily create a happy home life. If you want to write that in the comments below, feel free. I easily create a happy home life. So that's our affirmation today. Anything else that you would like to consider doing today to add to that energy is going to be encouraged. And as you know, I always talk about hindsight as one of the most powerful tools for deepening your trust and your connection with the angels. So before we go on to more angel messages, and also, of course, we're going to fill out our routine record if you have that, then I'm going to look back at yesterday real quickly because remember we had the Hermit card as the recent past. We have number 2, the second card, the present was 10 of air, expecting things to get better, right? And that helped me with my day for sure, just expecting things to be easier. And April, you mentioned it was like a big exhale today. I mean, that's what we were all doing, just expecting that exhale, like, finally. Oh, thank you all for putting that in the comments. So we're using hindsight here to look back, and I definitely, felt some of that heavy energy release. And then we also had the near future was 6 of fire. Let's see, what did I write for that? I didn't write a word for it, but I know 6 of fire was it was about expecting, it was good news for sure. Victory. And we got some clarification too. So it was talking about defending our beliefs. That's what it was. And in the near future, we would feel some victory with that. So I definitely was feeling just a sense of accomplishment and getting a chance to get some things done my heart really wanted to do to create that happy home life. So it's very validating for me to go back and look at the messages the day before and see if anything significant came up. So as always, I like to go to my routine record now so we don't forget. If I wasn't going live, I would do the routine record first and just go straight into the angel messages, but I wanted you to have something to get started with here. So I just go over to my November routine record here, and I managed to make it in bed by 10 last night, even though it was a Saturday, within seconds. I definitely was like cutting it close, but my future self loves it when my present self puts me to bed on time. So I actually woke up just naturally on my own around 6:15 this morning, feeling ready to jump up. And, when you're on a routine, even though it's Sunday, your body's like, let's go. And it was nice because it's like, well, it's Sunday, I get to sleep in, but it's like, well, I don't really want to. I got plenty of sleep and I can now just have more time to piddle around this morning and enjoy it. So I did get everything done. I always check that off. I've been showing you guys that if you want to track the moons, we still have the moon in Gemini as of this morning. So I'm just going to put the little Gemini glyph there for yesterday. Tonight it will go into Cancer, but not until I go to bed. So I'm going to leave it. Let's see. So tomorrow I'll put the Cancer glyph there for the 18th. But yesterday and today we're still in Gemini. And thank you, Blondie, for putting that in the comments. Did I already ask you guys, if you haven't already, to please hit the like button on this video and share it with whoever you think it would resonate, and hit that subscribe button if you're new. I appreciate it very much. And welcome if you're new. So yesterday, I was just peacefully going about my day. I had some things with kids I had to drive and do, but it was not chaotic. It wasn't the busy rush of the week. It was just like, okay, we got to go over here. My older daughter gets her driver's license in January. So she had a driving lesson, and then she actually went driving with my dad. She got a lot of driving in yesterday. It's always a little like holding your breath. Like you want them to learn, but then you're like, okay, sending angels. But she's doing great. So we have my mood tracked there. Again, in case you're new here, I do track the energy of Mars and Leo for this month because we have Mars and Leo for most of the month. And I do always go check kind of my bigger evergreen calendar where I put big astrological things in there. And coming up on Tuesday, we have this Pluto going into Aquarius event, which is so anticipated by most people because we all felt it twice already, a little bit. But this time it's for good. The last time that Pluto is in Capricorn is now until Tuesday. That was our last full moon with Pluto and Capricorn. So the energies are going to feel different. And that's why it's so important to track them, because then you can see what works with your energy. And like I said, even tracking it with the full moon and the waning moon or what's things like that, I did notice when I was more productive and when I was more dreamy, right? So I encourage you to do that. All right. If hopefully you filled out your mood tracker if you have one. Let's go on to our second angel message. So this is going to represent now, right now at the time you're watching this video, the present Two of Earth, which would also be Two of Pentacles. And it says, too much going on at once, the need to make a decision, consider a more playful approach. Well, hopefully we can find a playful approach to the things we need to get done today. Sparkle and grit with all the moving you're doing, right? Or is there a more playful way to do it? I know that's not easy. It's easier said than done, right? Maybe you can put on a good Audible book while you're unpacking or something. That's one of the things I think of is, if I've got to sit there and do some bookkeeping that I've been putting off or something like that, I'll put on a comedy show to listen to while I'm doing it. Or if I have to go get stuff done around the house, I'll put on something I've been wanting to learn about. And even if with the way I create content, sometimes when I get this card, I'll think, oh man, maybe I'm making this too formal. I do have my Capricorn rising that tends to make things super structured and disciplined. And a lot of times this card comes up for me because I need to be more playful. And because we're talking about the energy right now, and we will get clarification in a moment, but because we're talking about the energy right now, I encourage you to think about what you have planned today. And is there a way that you can do it just in a way that allows you to just go into that flow, right? What's my favorite pocket affirmation? I am in divine flow. Sparkle and Grit says, I was just thinking that maybe while I'm painting, I will put on my favorite upbeat Christmas music. There you go. I love it. Yes. Yes. I've been waiting to start the Christmas music. I might do that today too. My kids sometimes they're like, yes, they want to listen to it. And then they get tired of it before we get to the end of Christmas. Before we get to Christmas, I'm like, I'm not going to do it yet, but I will do it soon. I'll put it on my headphones for me. But that is definitely a more playful approach there. And, the joy of bringing that comfort to your home, right? So for me, this is telling me definitely to look at what I have that I want to get done today and do it in a way that doesn't feel like a lot of pressure. So let's write this in our journal so we don't forget what we were picking up on. So that's right now. We're going to get some clarification here. Just making some room here. So the first card we pulled was Four of Fire. And I really felt that was talking about creating peace in your home life. So again, maybe you chose not to go to an event to just keep the peace. Maybe you left something you were off your to-do list because it would have meant getting out in the crowds, right? So that's the recent past. And like I said, for me, it was definitely creating that cozy Christmassy feel. The second card we pulled was Two of Earth. And yeah, definitely trying to get too many things done at once can be challenging. So we want to take a playful approach. All right, so let's go into what is coming up for the energy of either later today or within the next 24 to 48 hours. I did shuffle these cards very, very well in case you're wondering, and I always put the crystal on there just to give it a little extra potential. Ooh, King of Water. Put that a little closer there. There you go. It says trustworthy, compassionate, respected, cultured. Open your heart and mind to those around you. Trustworthy and heartfelt advice, charity work. I love this card for the near future, King of Cups. Plus, we have the moon going into Cancer, another water sign, early tomorrow morning. So, let's sit with this for a minute, but I'm going to first write King of Water, which of course would be King of Cups, in the normal tarot deck. So when I'm looking at this energy together, it really is about, I feel like what this is saying is our guides are going to be sending us information from somebody that's really going to help us. It may be somebody from our spiritual team bringing the information, or it could be that they send us, a YouTube video comes across it gets our attention, or a person recommends a teacher, where somebody will send you a funny video or something, and then you realize you like the creator of the video, you start checking them out, and all of a sudden you're like, wow, I'm learning a lot from this person, right? So I definitely, there's going to be some guidance coming through that you're being asked to be open to. Okay. And of course, we're always going to check in with our intuition, and we'll get some clarity here. But I am definitely getting, for this energy, be on the lookout for that serendipity, synchronistic moment where you're standing in line for coffee and someone next to you says something that gets your attention and gets you researching something, or has you looking for something that you wouldn't have thought to look for. And if you hadn't overheard that, that's how our guides will work, right? So wonderful, wonderful energy for right now. We're going to get some clarification, but that's the main thing I'm wanting us all to have a heads up on, is be open to some trustworthy, heartfelt advice. This could be coming from a friend, from a parent, from a spouse who you trust them, and they're telling you, hey, I think they might even be giving you that guidance on how to do something more in a more playful way. And you're being asked to, check in with that. I watch a lady on YouTube. I think I found her in like 2014. And she has grown so much. It's like from when I first watched her videos till now. Her name's Rebecca Robeson, and she is all Christmas all the time. She's an interior designer, originally from LA, and she moved to Tulsa, I think within the last few years. But she inspires me for Christmas decorating like nobody else. She is just so amazing. And although I've never gone to the level that she goes to, just watching her videos gets me in the mood to try something different. So even though I use the same Christmas decorations every year, I tend to put them in different places or change up how I place them because of how inspiring she is. And so that's an example of, I've been following her for so long. She definitely has my trust. And she gets my attention when it's like, okay, there's a new creative way to do this. So that's a playful approach to something like that, right? Okay, so let's go into some clarification. Oh, I didn't write the third card down. No, I did. I just wanted to also add open to trustworthy advice. So tomorrow when we use hindsight, we remember what was coming through. So yeah, isn't that amazing that we have so much free information at our fingertips right here on YouTube? So we can get that trustworthy advice. We can see where other people have followed someone for a long time and they trust them. And again, maybe you recently did figure out you don't resonate with somebody that you've been following for a while and it's time to move on. Trust that. Trust that there is somebody out there to help you. All right, let's go into our clarification. How's everybody feeling with these messages? Is anything popping up for any of you here that I haven't mentioned? That's what's so fun about getting to do this live. I love to see what else is coming through for you. And of course, you do want to pay attention to anything else that pops into your mind. But what's fun about doing these daily is that it is such a present tense energy. It's pretty specific. I mean, we're talking about right now. So that's how efficient our guides are. They knew we would get these messages now, right? All right, so here's our first clarification card. Oh, I forgot to here's one quick thing. We didn't write the journaling prompt that we did yesterday. I forgot to tell you to do that, but that was the intention when I shuffled the deck, which was, what do I need to know right now? So just so you know, that's why I was doing it this way. The initial journaling prompt is angels and guides. What do I need to know right now? Which is what we've been doing. Then when we do the clarification card, the journaling prompt is what actions do I take? Right? What actions do I take? So we can actually just write, what actions do I take? So that's where the clarification card comes in, because they've already given us basically the guidance about the energy and what to pay attention to, a heads up about this trustworthy advice. But then we're going to say, okay, now what do I do with that? Now what? And we got the Magician card, which is just amazing. And it says, Archangel Raziel, you are ready. You have the resources or the ability to manifest them. Life is magical. So when we get this card, we are being asked to check in with, maybe there's a part of us that hasn't had enough confidence in something, or maybe we felt like, oh, I don't know, I wish I had this tool or this piece of equipment, or I wish I had this in my life. And they're saying, well, you can manifest that. Use what you have available to you right now. Use that inner magic. Today would also be a really good day for vision boards. I keep my vision board private, but I'll just show you what I do with my journal. I have in this journal, I have a page specified. I have actually 4 pages specified for affirmations and visualizations, because I really think it's important to carry your vision board with you. And so on my custom one, and I do think it's also important to keep it private. So if you've got a big one, do you feel private about that? Like, is it in a place where not everybody's walking by putting their energy on it? Or do you feel like you have to hide it and just get it out? Well, that's what I love about this journal. And I will write affirmations supporting the visualizations. Like, let's say if I was going to do, I am abundant, I would go find a little picture, like a free image on Google of abundance that makes me feel something. That's important. You need to feel something when you see the picture. And if it's a free image, you just download it and make it real small, like a thumbnail, like a tiny, I'm doing this to the camera like you can see me, like make it real small, and cut it out. Go back to the old collage days, put it in here, write your affirmation. That's why I do this. And if you did get my book of evidence, it comes with a 4-part webinar that shows you exactly how I do it. Because I do find that's very valuable. And the reason I was being prompted to bring that up today is because that's where the magician energy comes in. When you look at that vision board every day and you feel something and you believe in it, you will manifest it. And this is the thing too. It's part of your spiritual routine. So one of the things I will teach when I was doing my journaling workshops in person is one of these things on my routine record would be visualizations. One would be affirmations, right? So I would make sure to get people in that habit of doing it every day, because I'm sure many of you have heard of the movie The Secret, but one of the criticisms of that movie is they don't bring in some of the other aspects required for manifestation. It's not just about, picking that dream house and staring at it every day. It's about the feeling behind it. It's about the intention. It's about the why. Why do you want that particular house, right? And mostly, when people get down to the bottom of it, it's like they want that happy home life that they're talking about here. So it's less about the house than the actual feeling that we want. So there's a lot to it. And that's why journaling is really such a powerful tool, and tracking your moods and all that. So let's get to another clarification card before we wrap up here on this Sunday. We just asked angels, what actions do we take? And they said, tap into that inner magician. You are ready. So I'm going to write that down. Alrighty, and then our clarification card. Final one, what actions do we take? And it is 8 of Fire. For those of you who have been with me for this challenge, I told you I've been hearing pick a wand, people, with this card. It says, events moving at a fast pace, delays are over, many things happening at once. All right, so this is asking us to make a decision about where we want to put our focus. When you combine it with this magical energy, that's really about being in divine flow, really trusting the process, really allowing things to unfold the way they're meant to. So I'm going to write 8 of Fire. And yeah, I'm getting that allow divine flow. So let's go ahead and do my favorite pocket affirmation. I am in divine flow. That's what I'm getting for that energy. Use that information all day today. Good morning, Paul. We're just wrapping up, but great to see you. Happy Sunday. Sparkle and Grit, that one really lands. Yeah. I bet you have so much to have to focus on, right? And then it's all kind of happening at once. But this is where we just allow the day to unfold, okay? Because this is part of this, the way we're doing this now is this is current energy. So it kind of takes the pressure off. It's like we're talking about right now. What is something you can do right now? And it's just allowing. And if we don't know what to do next, I encourage you to check in with your body, because your body will often tell you, you know what, I don't really feel like going for that 5-mile hike when I know there's so many things I have to get done around the house today. Maybe I can switch things up and do a shorter workout routine here and then get those things done. Or it could be, actually, I need to really get outside in nature and ground. So that to-do list can wait. And that's when we get some powerful downloads. And it's 7:33 my time. Love that number. I have another angel number coming out this morning. If you missed the last 2 days, we had 999 on Friday and 1010 yesterday. Today is going to be 1212, which actually nets to that 33 we were talking about just now. So I'll see that as a sign to wrap up. It's so wonderful to see all of you here. Happy Sunday. See you tomorrow. And remember, take time every day to connect with the angels.